Alright, let's do this. Touring? Touring. Welcome, friend. So, Agnestis. I am Sokels. Sockles. I manage this region under the authority of Chief Hermes, the head overseer of Ellipse. Elpis. How unusual. A soul-bearing familiar. A familiar must have a mission, and yet you offer no message and carry no cargo. Are you perhaps here for the purpose of observation? Yes, that must be it. In which case, you need only mention my name to Chairman, and she will gladly give you a tour of our domain. Soak it all in. Now, this is technically a quest that should have been done from the start. This quest line, because it's a tour. Yes. What can I do you for? Ronald, is it an overseer? Tacos wish to act as your guide. Oh no, I didn't mean it like that. I would be more than happy to show you around. I'm simply wondering why the overseer chose to send you to me of all people. I haven't been here long myself, truth be told. Until quite recently, I was wholeheartedly engaged in a prolonged research project at the Academia. Surely there are others, more experienced individuals, who could provide a more comprehensive grumbling is hardly constructive now, is it? The task was given to me, and I will attempt to cover most salient features of our facilities to the best of my abilities. After all, it is not every day that one is asked to indulge the curiosity of such a rare and fascinating visitor. We could commune the tour this very moment if you like. And let us begin. You know, rather than have me lecture you as we walk along, I think observing firsthand what we do here at August would prove more beneficial. I will point you in the right direction, and then you can question my colleagues to your heart's content. Once we've completed a circuit, we can return and speak to... Huh? Let's see how fast you can run. Come on, all that ether and you guys can't run? You'd think they'd be zipping around like Sonic the Hedgehog or something around here. Sorry. Hello, Chairman. Was there something? The overseer asked me I give this familiar a tour of the grounds. I thought the best way to do that was to show him what we do here firsthand. I see. Well, as my work is not difficult to demonstrate, I hope a brief explanation will suffice. Our creations are many and varied, but mainly preside over the plant life. But I mainly preside over the plant life when it comes to watching certain grasses grow. One must be prepared to observe over the course of several years, and in the case of trees, sometimes decades. Tedious, perhaps, but yet necessary. Plants are capable of altering an entire habitat, and their presence as a food source has an enormous influence on the local wildlife. Is that the sort of thing you wish to know? That was perfect, thank you. Makes sense. So that's literally what he's doing. He's watching. He's literally watching grass grow. But they have all that. The thing is, they have that kind of time to be able to do stuff like that. They're immortal after all, but. Who do we have here? A familiar of some kind, judging by your ethereal structure. Yes, I am accompanying Ronald here on a tour around Arnold at the behest of the Overseer. Or, Feel free to wander as you please, of course, but advise keeping your distance from the larger creatures. The fauna I have under observation occupy the top tier of the food chain, and do not take kindly to intruders in their territory, especially the specimens found on the other islands. They can be exceedingly hostile. But I'm sure you are quite capable of defending yourself. No one appreciates a surprise tusk through the animal. Thank you for your warning. We will proceed with due caution. Actually. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? Hello. Aw. That's adorable. Oh, and who is your friend? It seems familiar. While you appear so astute and deliberate in your thinking, I should very much like to make an extended study of your composition and curious. Oh, do forget my foreignness. It is my duty to chart the behavior of familiars, and I find it ever so diverting. Arcane servants are rarely permitted to roam the world at will, but our research here is given special deposition once the subjects are properly registered as concepts, of course. There are times when familiars are tasked tending cattle, or must otherwise coexist with other living beings. Such projects are brought to me. I am responsible for observing and elevating their potential capabilities, but, of course, if Dean might grant us permission, then you could abide here for a few years while I analyze. And on that note, we must really be coming along. Step lively, Ron. I think we covered the main areas of interest. All that's left now is to speak with Overseer. Yeah. Everybody wants to experiment on me. Cause get to arrive. Be sure. Oh. Whoops. I see you completed your tour. Almost. We spoke with those in charge of the various facets, but I thought it would be fitting to end the visit where it began, with you. DM, what is your impression of the work we do here? It requires equal levels of passion and patience. I'm glad we could further your worldly education. And I'm glad to see you enjoyed the experience, at least I hope you did. You're truly a masterpiece of creation. Only a soul-bearing familiar could demonstrate such robust cognitive faculty. Were you perhaps designed to inspire others? I feel something special has been woven into your aura. You have an intriguing presence. Intriguing presence, to say the least. Please stay a while and share more of your thoughts with us. Yes, I second this invitation. In all the long years I have resided here, never have I encountered such a unique entity, and one of the Azems, no less. Now we have that. Ronald, how is our fascinating, familiar friend? What is it about you that ignites my observer's soul? Well, now that we've been properly introduced, perhaps you can tell us more. Yes, I would very much like to know how you see the world, how everything, large and small, appears in your eyes. Assuming you are amendable to the idea, you must join her on another tour. This time, take a wider look at the surrounding facilities. I'm interested in learning about you as well. I see, then we shall be delighted in teaching each other. But where to begin? What facility do you suggest? Oh, any place you feel the best, like a response from our guest. Right. Ronald, come with me and we'll visit the arcane entities on the south side. Yeah. The more we keep side quests we do, the more we realize everybody is obsessed with me because it's just something that has not shown itself, I guess. We have yet to register an official name for the specimen, so we simply call it the Bird of Elvis. What is your first thought upon beholding the majestic? That I've seen it. I want to ride in the sky. Fascinating. Imagine a familiar with supplements its efficiencies by taking a moment with a desired capability, in this case, flight. In any case, I am eager to hear more of your responses. You truly are unlike any construct I have ever met, familiar or otherwise. Let's continue southwards. I would like to hear your opinion on this next facility. So they call it the Bird. I mean, we've seen it, but we can't let them know I already seen it before. I will say the concept of the floating islands far away does give the feel of us being in Zeal for Chrono Trigger, because there are a couple islands. There are a couple floating islands in Chrono Trigger that are just, you can't get to them because they're so far away. But once we have flight, we can get to these. That structure over yonder houses some of the more unorthodox researchers. Rather than weave creation magic, they breed existing specimens in the hope of beginning new strains. The method is imprecise, the outcome uncertain. To my eyes, such research seems awfully self-indulgent, merely a means to sate the whims of one intellectual curiosity. Our purpose in life is to improve Aetherius, in my opinion. We should steer clear of techniques which produce flawed results. Your perspective. What if the process created something unexpectedly incredible? I suppose it is possible. Thank you. I had thought to broaden your horizons. Here I am realizing how narrow our own views can be. Hardly a desirable quality in an observer. Time for a spot of rest and reflection, I say. Shall we move on to the morning dew? Favored by many an observer for its calming tranquility. For For us, pretty much, over there would make... For us, that island make... Probably what's going on that island would make more sense to us than what's going on here. Over there, they're doing things naturally. Over here, it's like... It's like they're snapping their fingers and suddenly, hey, here's a creation. It's like, excuse me? It's like, stop. Don't do that. That's awkward and weird. That's weird and unorthodox and crazy to us. Right. No, I can't. Oh yeah, it's night here, so I guess there's not a... Is there not a moon? So do they not have a moon? Or is it just so yeah, it's foggy. That's why it's clouds. And because if there's no moon here in this time, then that means that there was never a moon to begin with, and that's why Heidelin created a moon. Yeah. She created the entire moon. Welcome to our Garden of Respite. We can explore more of it later, but first, I want to hear more of what you think of people, us. I often sat here musing upon the nature of our creations and wondered how a familiar might perceive its creator. We are not so different. As far as deities? Perhaps that's true. You do seem far closer to us in that nature than most other familiars. Well, let's set aside such musings for a moment and bask in the morning dew. There we go. A bracelet. Now we have our bracelet. Wait, do we have it all? Yeah. I mean, everything's at... Well, except for one piece, but... Not all the way to there. Familiar food. Are you well rested, Ronald? One cannot perform at one's best without allowing the mind and body time to recuperate. Here on Argus, we often encourage one to nap or partake of some of the fruits we grow. We can conjure such treats into existence, of course, but there is something oddly gratifying about plucking ripening fruit fresh from the trees. Or how remiss of me. How exactly do you sustain yourself? Is it steam supplying you with ether? No, but you'll fade away without the proper nourishment. The tour can wait. We must feed you. Would you mind picking some of the white blooms to the west of here and bringing them to a... Archidextrous flowers, we call them. I'll have everything else ready by the time you arrive. So these must be like, yeah, these are like blankets that you can just, yeah, they just lay around. I guess they just, when they want to nap or rest, they just lay on the ground and it's just on one of them. This must be the flower. I might push today to get much as this done as I can. Because I do want to... I think we're close, but at the same time, it's like, it's going to take a lot longer. It's just, I probably would have already been done if I didn't take all the... If I didn't take all the time to work on side quests and stuff, like I'm doing right now. I'm also getting I'm getting annoyed about the fact that at night, normally at night before I go to bed, I like just before I go to sleep, I should say, I listen to music, but I can't use YouTube at the moment because I like if because of spoilers. I'm afraid of seeing people post up spoilers of things already. Like I've already noticed like 2 days ago that somebody put up music from the game, but they never hid. They didn't hide like the pit, like where it was coming from, like what part of the game it was from the expansion. So of course it's like instead of saying like first trial, second trial, third trial song theme and song, they literally put the name of the theme and where it's from, what trial or like what dungeon or they it's like don't do that. Thankfully I noticed and quickly scrolled past it so I don't get a good look at it. I'm like, well, now I'm spoiled and it sucks. So I'm gonna explain to me the crisis at hand. Have you bought the flowers? Yes. Flowers. Yes, these are the ones we need. I'll add them to the fruits from German's asking, and we'll soon have an ether replenishing brothers for you to enjoy. 'Tis the work of but a moment. Yeah, I've been unable to actually look at I've been unable to look at YouTube or anything like that now because I don't want to spoil. So of course I get annoyed because I have to either lay there or listen to my other music, which I'm really not in the mood for to listen to at the moment. Here we are, freshly squeezed Irish juice. Go on then, drink up. I'm curious to hear what you think of it. What the? Uh-oh. That's a... Uh-oh. Yep. That's a... That's a complete computer shutdown. Whoa. Ow. Button. Burning hot. Oh, it's restarting. Okay. Well. Be right back. Yep, that was a complete computer shutdown or a restart. Well, that was unexpected. First time that's ever happened while I'm playing 14. Means one of two things. Computers either getting too hot or check for updates. I have the drivers. Oh. I'm gonna move something into the center of this. Actually, I have to log back in. Wait, that's that's the first time that's ever happened in Windwalker. I mean, ever playing Final Fantasy XIV. At least. Oh. I will have to actually check. Have to check configurations. Okay, sound is still synced. Sound with the stream is still synced, thankfully. So that's good. I wanted to see that picture. Oh. Okay, that was probably a bad idea. That all. I wanted to see the background picture because it made no sense because I could have just waited. Anyway, at this point, I don't know why I covered this up. It's like you need a lot of information from there. So it's like I have two-step authentication, so by the way, you want to see something weird? We're gonna continue. Why is the frame per second up at 400? Yeah. Is that? Oh my god, it does kind of look like. Oh my god, it does look like Zeal almost. It does give that distinction that it's Zeal with the picture. Okay. What were we doing? We were drinking something. We were rudely interrupted by my computer. You drink the juice, not noting the complexities of the floral and fruity flavors. Ah, good. It seems you were able to tolerate liquid substances. You didn't appear to be suffering from any loss of material form, but a familiar must have a radical fusion of ethereal energies. And now that we know you won't suddenly vanish, we please to reassure. She still looks terribly concerned. I'm so glad you were able to replenish your stores of ether. Overseer certainly is a wonder when it comes to food preparation. Still, I hardly believe that the consumption of food should be limited to restoring one's strength, and any reason beyond that is simply wasteful. Eating for enjoyment alone is an unnecessary drain on living resources. Such a practice can only be harmful to our star's equilibrium. Which is why I have so much respect for those culinary talents. He employs ingredients and methods which not only optimize the dishes, produces flavorful results. Save your compliments. I won't be flattered into making another batch until it's time for an next one. Of course not, and I would never dream of attempting such base manipulation to begin with. Okay. That went weird. Familiar fate. Hang in there, computer. I feel we've grown to understand each other. But there's last thing I wish to know. As you've seen, our purpose is to improve life on this star, and we each have our own way of approaching that purpose. Familiars too exist for a reason, often a specific one. And I wonder what you feel about your place in the grand scheme of things. I mean, perhaps you can provide our friend here with an example of what you mean. Such a nebulous question requires a more recognizable foundation from which to answer. Yes, you're right, of course. We must not skip the journey in our haste to the destination. Where to begin? Broadly speaking, we study the wisdom and magics of our forebears and choose our path as our interests and talents begin to crystallize. Even among the observers, however, there is similar calling. Again, it may be more beneficial to simply show you what I mean. Please accompany me to the archives. Wait, oh, we gotta go in. Going in. Ooh, books. So they're real. Books are real. This is where we keep all the administrative records. Any of these documents will help give you an idea of what we consider to be our defining purpose for us. I shall just be waiting. Books appear to contain detailed observation logs today on each of the spines. A stack of half-finished observation logs, judging by the penmanship. Author is someone other than. Pick up a log and flip to a random page. Today there was an incident involving the hippocampus. The creature is extremely territorial, and four observers sustained light to severe injuries from water-based magics as a result of their perceived intrusion into its domain. A report has been sent to the words of La Habrea, outlining the dangers inherent in continued opposition of their nominated subject, and the intent to shift our focus to the smaller and considerably less aggressive hippie. I'm starting to realize what, I think I might know what Pandemonium will be in the end. At least I think I might know what timeline it takes place. Ronald, did you find the observation logs in Lightning? Overseer has built up quite a library, hasn't he? Logged comprehensive, uh, comprehensive observations on every living being in Argus. Not only objective physical descriptions, but also his personal thoughts and impressions. That is why I'm here, to carry on the Overseer's invaluable work. When it comes to the continued success of our purposes are very much aligned. I cannot help but worry, however, that I lack the same degree of perception and ability, that I am unfit for the task I have chosen. Even being in the same room as those logs is enough to make me feel uncomfortable. My insistence that you examine your purpose was, I think, born from the trepidation which surrounds life. Uncertainty you need not feel. As one of our newest arrivals, you have been quick to doubt yourself. If you have ever been quick to doubt yourself, that you were able to guide Ronald around here on an engaging tour through the intercourse of our duties, which clearly demonstrates the depths of your understanding. If all is wanted, if all I wanted was someone to emulate my work, why, I would simply continue doing it myself. No, the reason I asked you to assume my role is because I believe you can take our projects in new and novel directions. Raising you as a competent successor is the final step of my purpose in life. Do me proud, Charman. It is your growth, your efforts, which will facilitate my return to the star. Oh, there we go again. I will do my best, Overseer, but don't be in too much of a rush to leave us. There are still so many things I need you to teach. Speaking of teaching, thank you, Ronald, for this wonderful and enriching visit. It's been a pleasure learning about you, not to mention a few things about myself. Yes, you also have my gratitude for the part you played in training my young colleague. You are welcome to return whenever you wish. That's it. On to the next area, folks. Boink. So over here we have 7 quests. Let me check this one first. Is this another story? Nope, it's just a quest. If it doesn't have a picture in the quest, that means that it is actually just a it's just a quest. It's a single quest line that just has nothing to do. Is that a what it is? Gouchy cat. Anyway, let's just collect these. Yeah, we'll collect all of them and just go. Beg pardon. Crows take that little sod. Where's it gone now? Oh, I was unaware we had a visitor. Pardon my language. I should give a poor impression of Elpis with my unprofessional behavior. Alas, I am quite at my wit's end with this new cultivar. You are fortunate not to have overheard worse. Oh, it's alright. Its restorative properties are superlative. That much is true, yet when possessed its creator to give it such nimble little legs, I shall never understand. I I really must impress upon those fools that the word of her and that not everything needs to be ambiguity. These words. I I find it funny that you have to be. It's the game is rated teen, but it feels like you need a college degree to read half of these words that they just keep throwing. It's like you should just rate it A for adults, and then at the bottom it's like the reason you needed to be adult is literally just put you don't need a dictionary to understand these words. It has super fancy words. That's the reason why you need to be an adult to play this, or else you're never gonna know what you're really reading. I've tried leashing it, fencing it in, staring at it with all my might, each to no avail. Its resourcefulness is far beyond what one could, and I should wish of a vegetable. Given that it shows such signs of sentience, however, perhaps it is possible for another intelligent creation to commune with it. Are you willing to make the attempt? Wait, what? When it embarked upon its most recent bid of freedom, I sent my assistant after it. His own legs have grown quite powerful by this point, so with any luck, you'll find them not too far to the west. What are you trying to do? That's the question of the hour. You and the altar. My, what a familiar essence you have. Like that of a familiar. If you're familiar with with the concept. I'm familiar. Oh, just my little joke, Ronald, was it? Hey! Yes, we're getting to that. Ronald, say hello to our familiar friend here. He's an authoress. I'm hungry. I'm gonna get up to this bag of donuts that I'm going to eat. The honor roll are one of our newest creations. Highly attuned to abnormalities in their environment. At the first sign of danger, I sound the alarm, by which I mean meal louder. Though we do our best to observe all our own creations, effort is simply too large to maintain a constant vigil over each other. And every temperamental specimen, a more efficient means of detecting conflict between creatures and within order. Thus I have taken this solution under my wing. Further develop our capabilities in this area, and she does enjoy our little walks. This morning, we are testing our ability to pinpoint sites of conflict. Would you like to observe? We tell her that her task has begun, and she'll do her utmost to locate disruptive creatures. Please do subdue any unruly subjects once you found them. Can't have beasts running amok. Oh no, don't do it, don't do it. No. Every rose. Hang on. Everyone certainly seems content to allow their familiars to wander about.
I must say, it's become something of a distraction. I've been attempting to clean this place for ages. Who is responsible for you? I'm just saying that because I would say some degree of independence is to be expected. I take it you're the resilient sort as well. Name it. You name it, I've been punched by it. That's wonderful to hear. The active population around the Wonders is in need of coaling, you see. The appropriate number of specimens has been moved to the Hungering Garden, for a more suitable habitat. But the remainder need to be cut down, or they harm the local environment. You can attract one by tossing this nectar water into the to the wind. Beacon to the northeast should be suitably breezy location if memory serves. Really? Yep. Coming to grips. What? Where did you come from? Get back quickly. Alright, generally speaking, this grip would sooner gore you than look at you. Did your career imbue you with a special talent for soothing savage beasts? It's just natural. Curious indeed. I dare say this calls for further experimentation. I don't suppose you'd be willing to attempt a flight on its back. I hope that the Griff will have a mount, you see, but its aggression towards unfamiliar faces be real trials thus far. Please consider it. I will consider it. Wonderful. Aw, aren't you just adorable? Yes, you are. Hello. That's what I love about familiar, so whimsical. I have a task that is perfectly suited for one such as yourself. I'd like you to inspect the flower beds north of here. I suspect they have accumulated some ethereal messes. Would you find any, please bring them to me. Do look carefully now. If I move someone to wander off with the task half finished, I would have as one of the other researchers. Unresolved mystery. Your seems familiar. Oh, not? I pose to you a question. Imagine an object you truly desire lies before you. What do you do? That's the joke on our part. Because we have to do need. If we want it, we have to grow need. Shout need. Shout need. I see, as rumored, you do show a glimmer of intelligence. Every is a mark of sentience, you know? To go with. My pilot mecha is recently gone missing. Along with the Nifhai I was observing. Welcome as this confirmation of our intelligence is. They aren't meant to eat all of that at once. Of course, should I pursue them, it will like as not hide for fear of reprisal while they devoured a lot. However, they may respond to a fellow familiar expresses his doubt that so much nectar truly belongs to them if they take my meaning. Really? Don't eat all the nectar, guys. I found research. Undivided enclosures? That would be dreadfully dull for all involved. Oh, I mean, only there was someone who. Uh-huh. You have impeccable timing, my friend. I'm in need of a bit of assistance. Do you even have any money? I mean, money. Alright, of course I do. Are not all creative minds well compensated for their work? Now listen. We have been asked to design a new island for the purpose of containing and monitoring poisonous specimens. Last, we know little of such concepts, and last I attempted a bit of research, I woke up 3 days later with far too much information about crypts. You, however, have the look of a familiar that could not possibly care less about this subject. Thus do I require your services. You need only ask the researchers for a bit of introduction to poisonous creatures steadfastly joining curiosity in favor of reporting back here. There's words again. Super long, super advanced words. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know half the things everyone has said here so far. Alright. Hang on, let me go back. Because there's a lot of quest lines to do right now, and kind of like,